Morning, all. All right, so we just have the three games tonight in the National Hockey League. So I figured throw in some news of the day with the three game preview. And yeah, so tonight the playoffs resume. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs play Game 3, and that's going to have my undivided attention for that 2.5 hours until Vegas and Dallas gets at it. So in the first two games, Charlie Coyle has no points as of yet. He has 3 shots, so they could use a goal from him for Boston. DeBrusk's had 2 goals and 2 assists, so he's had a really strong start to the series. Olmark, a 912 save percentage for him. Swayman, a 972 save percentage for him. And yeah, we'll see Swayman tonight. We'll see Swayman. We're going to see Samsonov for the Leafs. The Leafs, of course, evening that series. Marner, no points and 4 shots for Marner so far. And I'm already seeing articles about how he needs to step up. But Matthews, a goal, 2 assists, and 14 shots. So when people talk about how reactionary media can be, the fact that a guy doesn't have a point in 2 games wouldn't matter during the regular season, but during the playoffs, he amped that up. Samsonov, 887 save percentage for him through the first 2 games. And so we'll see how Game 3 goes. Toronto's got some momentum. We'll see if it carries over into tonight. For the Vegas Golden Knights, they can win this series by winning tonight. That's my belief anyways. I don't see any way that Dallas can win this series if they don't win tonight, because then they got to go to Vegas and probably have to win both to have a chance in this series. Vegas leading the series 1-0. Eichel with 2 assists in the first game. Carlson didn't have a shot in that first game, so Wild Bill, maybe he's due for a big game. Logan Thompson, 897 save percentage in that first game. At the other end, Rope Hintz, no shots for him in game 1. They need more from him. Jamie Benn had a goal, and he had 7 shots on net. Jake Ottinger needs to be better. 733 save percentage is not going to cut it. So we'll see how things go. Again, this is normally the time of year where the hockey gods start turning against the teams I cheer for, so we'll see if that's happening again. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific start between the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers, of course, leading this series 1-0, and there's reports today in the media that there's some fatigue when it comes to seeing the Kings. Basically, that because the tickets are so expensive in Edmonton for games against LA, it's a bit of a tougher sell, and there might be some empty seats from season ticket holders who are like, I'm done with LA. You know what? I'm going to say this. You know your team has arrived when you've got some empty seats for playoff games. Detroit, famously, years ago, in the first round, you might not see a full arena. People would wait till later rounds. Be like, wake me up when it's later. So, honestly, I think this is probably a good thing for the Oilers. The Kings, Kopitar, 1 shot in that first game. They need more out of him. Kempe had a goal and an assist and 5 shots. Kempe played quite well. Talbot, the 864 save percentage. You know he's going to get serenaded by the fans in this one as well. On the Oilers side of things, Kane had no points, but he had 6 shots. So Kane all around the net. He just needs 1 to go in. Zach Hyman had himself quite the game. 3 goals and an assist and 9 shots on net. Skinner, 892 save percentage. So again, Skinner looking to bring this team past the first round and past the LA Kings. And if the Oilers can assert themselves tonight at home and get that 2-0 series lead, it may end up being on the shorter end of the series. And it does look like some of the Eastern series could end up being shorter than expected as well. So now we transition into the news of the day for all you fine people on the internet. Brett Pesce dealing with what's reported to be a lower body injury. The team hasn't confirmed because it's the playoffs. They're not going to confirm. He's expected to miss the rest of the series against the New York Islanders, which may not be a very long series, but it does sound like Pesce, it's more of a long-term injury than short-term. So we'll see if he's good to go for the next series, providing they move on past the Islanders, but it definitely looks like they should. I can't see the Islanders winning 4 out of 5 against Carolina, but stranger things have happened come playoff time. Sam Bennett got injured last night in that game between Florida and Tampa Bay. It's an upper body injury for him. He's out at least a week. Although initially they were worried that it was going to be more of a long-term injury. So the fact that he's out for at least a week, maybe a little bit longer, is much better than what the team was expecting for Sam Bennett. If you are a fan of Sidney Crosby or the Pittsburgh Penguins, my guess is you want to see Sidney Crosby retire as a Pittsburgh Penguin. It would appear that that is very likely to happen. An extension between the team and the player is expected to be negotiated and announced this summer. The salary cap's supposed to go up substantially this summer, so Crosby's cap hit, I mean, honestly, can you not justify an $11 or $12 million cap hit for Crosby, even at his age. Obviously, it wouldn't be a long-term deal, but if it was a 2-year deal for, say, $11.5 million a year, I don't know how you could argue against it. His contract has been an absolute deal for the Pittsburgh Penguins for years now, so I do think he's earned a pretty substantial raise from the $8.7 million cap hit he currently has. Would I be surprised if he stays at the same cap hit? That wouldn't surprise me either. Crosby wants to win, and if he feels like him not getting that extra money is going to help them build a team that can win, he may do that as well. So we'll see. Elias Sorokin is expected to start Game 3 for the New York Islanders. I don't think goaltending's been the problem for them. I know Varlamov's stats, he has a .905 save percentage through the first 2 games. I don't really blame Varlamov for the fact they only had 1 shot in that third period. The Islanders are in deep trouble. Going to Sorokin, maybe it'll help. But of the 2 goalies in New York this year, Varlamov was better than Sorokin. That's why Varlamov got the first 2 games. Just feels like Patrick Waugh trying to change things up and maybe change the momentum in the series. But it's not going to be easy. And speaking of goaltending news, Demko, initially yesterday, talk had said he was day-to-day. The team has now confirmed it's week-to-week. The injury itself is undisclosed, so it said that it could be the same knee but a different injury than what he had with the knee that kept him out for weeks. It could be a groin issue, something like that. So either way, whether it's a groin issue or a knee issue or whatever is going on with Demko, he's out week to week, and usually when it's week to week, the minimum is 2 weeks. That would keep him out for the rest of the series against Nashville and might eat into the next series if Vancouver moved on to play in the next series. But I do have my doubts, and it's too bad because we might have gotten Vancouver and Edmonton in round 2. So I've still got my fingers crossed that we see like a Vancouver-Edmonton second-round matchup because I think people would be quite excited about that. And it would guarantee a Canadian team in the Final Four. But we'll see what goes on there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always, including who you believe will win tonight's games. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.